Wait, 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 I thought I hit studio mode, damn it. No, 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 go back. Oh, whatever, I'll just fix it up. I haven't advertised the stream yet though, so I'm just gonna go back to the preview in a second. Cool. Okay. Come and join me on the main menu. I'm going to wait a minute longer so that people have an opportunity to join before I get too into it, but Factorio main menu is such a mood. Supporter. Before we get into it. I do have some blabbing to do before I start explaining what's going on with this run. Like, it's such a good main menu. that might be a funny thing to say, but like, it's true. Just having these cute little scenes that it alternates between that show like different things. The cat is in my room. She is in a cardboard box behind me. She has figured out how to lift up the lid and climb into this cardboard box, and it has become one of her favourite places to have a nap because she thinks no one can figure out where she is. Oh my god, that one worries me. That, like, I guess the burner insert is... No, it's horrifying. Hello, Gleba. I have never been to Gleba. I have been to Vulcanus, and that is it. Hello, kitty cat. She is actually climbing out of the cardboard box now. Timing. Is it because I'm talking lots and you want to come sit on my lap because you don't know who I'm talking to? This would be very typical feline behaviour. Ooh, the elegant glide up to the stop there, that was good. Yep, hello kitty cat, do you want to sit on my lap? It is permitted. She always does this. She's like, oh my god, Berry is talking to someone. I need to come and sit on her lap. Hey kitty cat, you're not allowed there. Come and sit on my lap where you're allowed. Get off the keyboard, please. That is like #1 not allowed location. Do you want to sit on my lap or do you want to sit on the bed? Come and sit on my lap. She's good when she's sitting on my lap, but like... I need to clarify, she's been sitting perfectly silently, not moving for an hour before this, and now she's like... Oh, Berry's streaming. Better come and be inconvenient. I love it though. We're a bit worried. We've adopted a puppy. I posted puppy pictures in the Discord at various points. And like, balancing a puppy which wants to chase things with a cat that does not want to be chased is like, it's certainly a moral decision. I think we've landed on the right side of it. Our puppy is mostly well behaved, and our cat is not afraid of the puppy, she's mostly annoyed by it. Like, she comes out and she comes and sits in our laps, but then when the puppy gets close she gets hissy at it. Anyway, why am I in the settings menu? I do have a couple of mods, but they're just cosmetics. We have the Mechanicus avatar, it's copying Dosh, I just think it's neat. And we have Disco Science, similarly. We also have all the Space Age stuff on. And that is actually strategic. So, this is inspired by a previous run I did, which was just the default settings for Factorio. And I am going to lose some gamer cred for this. I guess I'm not good at Factorio, because I had a point in that where the best military thing I had unlocked was the tank. But I couldn't manufacture artillery shells for the tank, because I didn't have enough oil. My existing oil wells had run dry. And I couldn't get new oil wells because it was covered by... they were covered by aliens, and those aliens were... oh, hold on, sorry, I've got two sources of music on. Let's turn one of those off. Everything looked good? Yep, everything looks good. Where was I? Yes, oil. Yeah, and basically the aliens had evolved to the point where I could barely take out a nest with the tank. And, like, I just kind of lost interest in the game at that point, because I was going to have to stomp several nests that I simply couldn't really deal with just using the tank with the machine gun, getting nearly killed, and I just didn't really have good options. So, what we're going to do this time is we're going to balance the game as far in my favour as possible, while still keeping biters set to settings that enable all the achievements. My mouse is doing that stupid double clicking thing. I'd stopped doing it for a while and then it started doing it again. Ugh, it's also covered in overused slime. All my gamers know about the overused slime on the mice, right? This isn't just me. Scratchy, 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 scratchy. Anyway, so in addition to Space Age, which makes it easier to get into space, it shifts some of the researchers into the post things, and it also deletes some components that you need for rockets. Not 5 minutes, just 10 seconds. Okay, I am back. I've elected to shut my bedroom door, which means inevitably she's going to start asking to come back in just a minute. Ugh. Cables. Trees are actually technically good? I don't know, you say that, but then you actually have to cut them down in order to make space. I'll leave these settings mostly default, I think. We'll keep the planets default. Except for the resources, which these things don't negatively impact anything, and as I said, I got resource bottlenecked in the game where I lost interest. So we are going to shamelessly crank all of these to max, especially crude oil. Again, we'll keep it default, except off Novus, especially Vulcanus. Vulcanus, you got like all the space you need? Oh, let's crank them up. Is this a bitch way of playing the game? Yes, perhaps. I'll do it anyway. Look, my dream is to get these achievements so I can play a regular game, a perfectly regular game, except turn enemy expansion off. And also turn off time factor on evolution. I like zoning out. I like to zone out when I play video games. Okay, I think that's theoretically everything that we can touch, that we want, that we care about. What does disabling pollution disable wise? Achievement wise? It disables instincts and they do like it. And it also... Within the free play game, changing any enemy or pollution settings to anything lower than default disables the following achievements. Oh, this is at the start of the page, but it's not actually in the list of entries, which say something differently. It disables express delivery, which is the... Finish the game within 40 hours. The Space Age one. It also disables there is no spoon, no time for chit chat, raining bullets, steam all the way, keeping your hands clean. Okay, unfortunately that does disable the ones I want. Dang, that would have been busted. That's fine. We'll keep it all default. Okay, I think we're good. So there are some achievements I've gotten previously. Actually, I don't even know if... So, there's one achievement I'm sort of not going to bother going for. Hello, there I am. Welcome to the Factorio Space Age. Oh, there we go, perfect example. Apparently they're already set, some of them. We are going to focus very specifically on certain achievements though. First of all, are any of these disabled? That is a negative. These settings are perfectly legal. Here apparently are also all the achievements I've gotten previously, which I think includes Lazy Bastard, which is great because it means that I don't need to worry about that one ever again. That one gave me brainworms, if you know what I mean. But very specifically, I want to... How do it? That's cute, but I can do that one once we're done. What we need is raining bullets. Leave that on. We can drop steam all the way. There is no spoon, which I might already have gotten. Hold on, can I search? Thank you. I don't like my odds of getting that one. I might also disable tracking it. No time for chit-chat. That's more plausible. Steam all the way. Raining bullets. Oh no, we do need steam all the way. We also need keeping your hands clean, which is another very strong reason why I've get off my lawn. We won't worry about get off my lawn. Work around the clock. Cute, but Jesus Christ. Excuse me. I'm out of practice. Give me a second to remember the controls. And as mentioned, I'm going to immediately untrack that because that's scary. I don't like that. I'll probably use schematics when I do that one. I'll just borrow people's schematics for how to speedrun a base. I'm not doing this right. How does one craft again? That's important. Here we go. We need more iron plates, which... Your starting resources have been moved. They now spawn inside this rocket scrap. You can also dismantle the rocket for more juice if you want, but I don't think I'll bother. I kind of like having the crashed ship laying around. It's aesthetic. But yeah, raining bullets, steam all the way. Actually, maybe we do want to do some of these separately. I just hate the idea of having to do multiple runs for this. But, like, definitely not worrying about the time-based achievement one. But raining bullets and keeping your hands clean might be bad ones to do at the same time. I need to stop worrying. There's like the spider nest up there already. It's freaking me out. Okay. Discord. I get uneasy if I can't see Discord. And then I get uneasy if I can, because my brain's like, oh, fool, you need... Don't you understand that you need? What are you talking about? Seriously? I need more stone? Okay, come on. I will be adjusting my Mechanicus robes in just a second. Ye old classic. We actually already have 44 coal from mining that rock just a second ago. Okay. What we need is more iron. Great. For the record, I think we've already failed the Lazy Bastard achievement. Actually no, I think you get like 5 extraneous crafts. Weird thing, I hate, kind of for lazy bastard reasons, crafting wooden chests. I hate that they don't upgrade into anything better. Okay, actually genuinely just waiting for this girl for a minute. There is a note on the wiki about preventing enemies from spawning by surrounding their bases with walls, typically. It is an option. I think we're just gonna drop keeping your hands clean, because it's kind of crazy to mix with other achievements. So, there we go. Raining bullets and steam all the way in this very biased in my favour world. Yeah, let's actually scrap you and instead feed it straight in. Next up is a stone miner. And then copper, and then science, and blah 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 blah. Oh, we're making progress towards steam power. Craft 10 copper plates. How have I made 4 copper plates? Did I just spawn with that? No. These iron plates are making progress towards it anyway. So that oh, wait, hold on, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Oops. Craft 50 iron plates. Okay. Cool. Inevitable puppy and cat fights when I start streaming. It cannot be escaped. It's like cats and dogs out here, or something. Anyway, hopefully the fact that these ore patches contain 15 million will spare us a bit, you know? Could you guys mine a bit quicker? Hold on 1 second. I thought I heard the cat scratching at my bedroom door, but I might have been mistaken. She fucking is. 1 second. Very annoying. As I said, the joys of pets. Okay, cool. Steam power done. Cool. Whatever. Doesn't really get us anything useful at this point. We have the ability to make power, but not to do anything with it. Can't even actually target that. Do not come and sit on. Okay, apparently I'm reconnected. Hello, I am back. The cat is sitting next to me and not either sitting on me or moving away from me, which is the pattern that I'm not a big fan of. Cat, would you please either go or... She is purring. She loves me. Of course she does. Rhoda. Please make up your mind. Always when I'm frickin' streaming. Ah. Ah. Give me the iron plates. We are probably actually fine for stone. Yes, electronics finished. Cool. Craft a lab. Chuck 10 science packs in it. Okay. Rhoda! Do something! I'm trying to speedrun a game right now. Just sit! Move! Do not sit there! Just make up your mind. The other day I was playing Tomodachi Life and it's like, oh yes, here's the game where you need to say words without repeating words and they need to be on theme, and she immediately, the second I start the game, which lasts for like less than a minute, she starts meowing at me. He has such a skill for timing. Okay, where's she gone? Okay, she's sitting on the bed. Please, sit on the bed. I love you, kitty, but... Oil, big oil. Thank you, big oil. Words that have never been said before. Okay, we have all the research we need in order to actually start making things. We'll make a lab first because we're dumb and doing things out of order. It's basically just huge quantities of iron for now, I think. Cool. Automation probably. I said before that what we need to do is we need to rush artillery, which is awkward. Would be great if we could. If it's just red and green, I will. If it's... No, that's just... Where does your artillery hide? Here we go. It is under military 4. So yeah, we are not doing that one this run. That is going definitely a different run. Logistics is nice to have and only costs 15 science packs, but we will focus on getting the basic steam engine setup done. Which is basically just going to be more iron plates now. Oh, did I not already have a boiler? I guess I don't. Okay, we'll make this into the dumb version now. What's the ratio? Output 0.60 a second. Consumes 30 a second. Okay, so yeah, it's still 2 boilers to 1. Do you not... I'm pretty sure that your consumption is intelligent, right? I thought it was. Yeah, there we go, output full. And we might want a single burner inserter. We probably... Okay, actually, as an alternative to logistics, where does automated mining live? Logistics is nice. Electric mining drill. Here we go. Are you made from copper plates and iron gear wheels? Okay, so copper plates is actually our bottleneck on automated mining. Thank you for the coal. I will now be loading up the iron again. And possibly setting up a second iron. Just because I think that that's where we're going to get bottlenecked. I will load you up. I like to put just one burner inserter on the end of everything, for probably self-explanatory reasons. Why has it got to be so far from the water to the coal, of all things, honestly? Let's actually redo this diagonal style. Get more coal for the copper thingy. I think it's really cute that you start being forced to use coal and then you can later upgrade to renewables, but it's like a super involved process and it's not necessarily a good idea to switch entirely to renewables unless you have a specific reason for it. Such as wanting to avoid 70 things. That should work pretty nicely. Okay. Can we make a lab? We can. We have a lab. Okay. Let's actually get started on that then. That is still double clicking. That is very annoying. We have Disco Science as covered. One of those essential mods that nobody can ever live without. Do you think like a proper speedrunner would have just reset until they got coal right next to water? I bet they would have. See, previous comment about getting bottlenecked on coal. Okay, let's get more coal for the boiler, because evidently it needs it for processing the science. Yeah, I'm glad that I've been watching a lot of Dosh playing Factorio, Doshington, YouTuber, playing Factorio lately, and I'm glad he talks about having difficulty finding the balance between a bad solution now and a perfect solution never. Because it really is a big question. Like, obviously this is probably about the right balance for this stage in the game. To be... Let's just need like twice as many science kits as I thought. That's not great. No, 20... Oh yeah, 25. Okay. Which means perfectly have exactly the right number of resources for that, actually. That's a relief. You need more coal. It's a thing! Like, am I overdoing it by building a line when I could just be shepherding coal around in boxes using my personal inventory? Possibly! Like, there is an alternate version of this where I put a box here and move this burner inserter up and I just manually shepherd the coal around while I wait for the resources to build this line. We really need those electric mining drills though, those are essential. Please start researching now. You are not optimally positioned, excuse me. I bet these speedrun achievements are a lot easier in multiplayer as well. When you can have like one person figuring out the oil. I mean, that's sort of presupposing that you've got two people who are well aligned on the same wavelength. Ugh, my mouse. I normally don't have a problem with it, but when I'm trying to speedrun, it's like, oh god, why? Yeah, I'm sort of rushing the whole full width belt sort of base, which is maybe a good approach and maybe isn't. Do you decay in power? No, you just sit there. Cool. You have a lot of settings. You can filter at this stage in the game? That's neat. We would like a second steam engine probably immediately. I don't think we'll end up using it, but... We now want electric miners. Which I guess we're just waiting on that research for. I wouldn't want an underground belt if I could. I'm okay with having this run through the forest. That initial biter base over there is weirding me out, like... Okay, good, it's not in the pollution range yet. Excuse me, how do I control this again? The controls for that hotbar have genuinely changed a lot over time, so I'm not too ashamed of forgetting them, basically. Didn't mean to craft two, but I'll take it. How is my mouse cable getting tangled? I'm tilted. I'm tilted and my cat's done it. Whatever. Anyway, this is about reducing the number of things that I need to load coal into, mostly. I also think these things run a bit faster. Now I just need to load coal into one place. I think we're probably good for stone. I want to get electric miners on the coal situation as soon as possible as well. Are you kidding me? Which cave? Whatever. Doesn't matter too much. I'm glad that I hid that time-sensitive achievement, but you can already see the impact on my psyche is devastating. Just knowing that it's there. This is why, yeah, I kind of have faked this, but this is why I like being able to zone out in games. If I can't, then I stress. Normal functional brain. Definitely no issues with growing up with ADHD. And how it impacts my ability to relax. Oh god, I'm forgetting something. What am I forgetting? It's the biters. Oof, actually genuinely nearly there, that's a relief. And then we need an electric furnace, an electric miner. And then the coal loop is complete. And we can start focusing on things like iron maxing. Okay, give me more plates and we will check up on the copper thingy. How are we doing? Oh, you're full. Cool. One electric mining drill, please. Which I guess I'm putting in this corner just because this is the shortest distance to the thingy. Which is a good basis for doing these sorts of questions. Cannot describe how tilted I am. I cannot even get my mouse pad to feel comfortable. Is that done? Oh no, it's missing here. Now it's done. Pardon. too busy playing Factorio to mute my sneezes. That's how dedicated a streamer I am. Anyway, there we go. That is how it is meant to be. What is your problem? Why aren't you mining? Oh, because you're both full. Did I actually just load you both with 50 art coal? That's funny. Anyway, yes, next thing is to start synergizing my revenue streams. Let's actually operate on the assumption that this works for now. I'll probably add some bulletproofing in later, but... And the other thing we need to do is we need to figure out how we're chopping up this ore patch. I guess we need to be kind of fiddly around the edges, or we're going to mix ores, which is undesirable. And the other thing we need to do is we need to figure out how we're going to get this together with the coal. Yay. We might want to get working on those splitters immediately. There's no nice way to do this. I guess I'll make them meet up in the middle. Which is dumb. I'll just do it by hand for now. Here, have some ore. Hey, the coal is coming, right? We are waiting on that. Oops. That would explain the issue. Okay, cool. Now the coal's coming. Very important thing to actually, you know, have. We don't have long inserters yet. That's important. Oh, the increasing roar of these things is so good. I cannot remember how much one full belt of this is worth in practical terms. Sorry, did we need twice as much science as I made or something? I guess we do. Yeah, I thought that was times 10, but it's actually times 20. Oops. Again, aliens. Don't like them. While we're here, where do long arm inserters live? Do we have them and I'm just dumb and haven't noticed them? No. My absolutely urgent little limbs. There we go. Sorry, why do I have 3? Did I, like, chuck an odd amount in there or something? Or did I run out of materials? Hmm. This is probably not a great position for it because it kind of boxes in the copper. Oh well. I remain nervous about those bugs, so I'm probably going to like research turrets really quite soon and get them at least loaded up with the low tier bullets. Okay, how much is it going to cost for this? It's going to cost 10. Very, very necessary system here, you understand? We can probably sustain more of these burners off here. This double click thing is screwing me. Logistics researched. Cool. Next up, please immediately start researching automation. One splitter, please. Output priority to the left, please. Only divert coal to smelting if we have electricity. Objectively, very good way of setting things up. Yeah, I'm not entirely surprised that you're struggling. That's fine. Faster to do that than do everything manually anyway. We might want to load that up. We also might want a second coal miner because we're sort of barely keeping up here. And now these things will run forever. Great. Honestly, if you're watching Factorio on Twitch in 2026, you probably already understand everything I'm doing. You might even have suggestions on how I could be doing better. Good lord, that mouse issue is driving me crazy. Like, Christ, that's annoying. I swear this doesn't ever happen when I'm playing single-player games. It's like it notices that I'm streaming and it comes out. I have played whole games without assigning shit to my hotbar because I expect my inventory to work. Okay, so the plan here is that we will set up automated crafting of red science and polish off all the red science because they are not particularly hard. Copper and iron gears, iron gears. I ain't sitting around for all this though. Can you stop double clicking when I single click? Jeez. We actually want steel manufactured. Yeah, sure, this is a decent enough order. Here, have more coal. I will be upgrading you into one of these in just a minute. Yeah, these things are struggling to get enough coal, so that is the next thing on the to-do list, probably. You can see me literally taking hundreds of coal out of this chest, and it's still not even slightly enough. Sorry, hundreds of iron out of this chest, and we just blow through it so quickly. I bet speedrunners just don't bother. X, that was it. My muscle memory just was like, by the way, this is how you do that thing you're forgetting how to do. Like, thanks, muscle memory. I would have appreciated that earlier. Okay, how are we doing here? So let's change off that brown color. Cool, that's a bit nicer. Do I immediately desire to increase the parallelism of these inserters because they're too dang slow? It's possible that I do. Oh no, output full. It's going at full speed now. Might give it more copper just in case though. Go. Yep, more... Actually, I say that. The second lane is filling up at this point, so it's going to be a while before it catches up, but it is catching up. Still, I don't think this will be a mistake in any case. Are we really researching fast inserters at like full speed? Damn. 15 seconds. Oh, 30. Yeah, they are expensive. Don't know if we're gonna use this immediately, but also, you know, what'd be good actually would be having Things that actually output all this iron that we're making. That would be very wise. In the wise words of that person who had the internet dream about wise posting. But yeah, I'm just going to cram a copper thing in here, and then deal with the consequences of this later. Why? Because I'm going to need copper. And then I could retrofit them into an absolutely terrible, fully automated science system. Okay, let's pull you out. Cannot have that iron in line with this thing. It will cause it to just eventually, inevitably fail. And here come our first underground battles. Ah, piss off, bot. It's really not good that Twitch makes it super hard to report a bot while you're in the middle of streaming. It's like a 0 out of 10 design decision right there. Nope. Not what I was trying to do. But it's too useful to burn at this stage. Sitting here and waiting for all of this to craft. Come on. It's probably good that I'm bottlenecked on my personal crafting capacity. It's good for this stage of the game, rather, not good in the long term. But at the moment I am feeling very hurry up. And now I have one more furnace than I need. Oh no, this is the one I picked up from copper mining actually. I haven't accidentally crafted an extra. That's not so bad. I was worried for a second there. One other thing, it is winter. My hands are... I do... When I'm sitting still and not moving, my metabolism just switches off. My hands are icicles. I can not feel a thing. Maybe I should... God, and because of the stupid bot, I had to click on the window for the OBS window, which puts it on top of the Windows Explorer window I put over top of it, so I don't have to look at Twitch's stupid ads. So now I'm getting the official ad because I had to deal with the stupid bot ad. Okay, more ore, please. Should probably just craft like a big pile of inserters at all times. This is probably a stupid bottleneck still. Having this one quick inserter trying to deal with the full flow of a chest, but cool. After military, what's next? Probably researching logistics science packs, which are a huge nuisance to craft. Inserters, which require blah 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 blah, and transport belts, which require blah blah blah. Let's try and get like a really shitty setup first. That's something I always do, is I'm perfectionist, and then it takes forever to get the basics set up, and I never ever get the good version set up. And are you kidding me? Stop that! Also, you know what, while we are thinking about it... Do we not have it unlocked yet? Okay. Scratch that. Instead, let's research radar. Oh, artillery, you're so absurdly expensive. It requires space and metallurgy now? And I'm totally going to finish off crafting that while I'm waiting for this stuff. Cool. How long has that been like that? Hopefully 5 seconds. And what I wanted to do very quickly was make this awful setup even worse by sort of enshrining it as semi-permanent. Here you go. Our next setup will be a little better, I say, as I deal with all of this. I think I'm going to make the crafting of science a bit further out. We are going to need a lot of gun turrets. Eventually. Oh dear, you guys aren't crafting fast enough. Is the bottleneck you, the science packs? Sure seems like it. Okay. Okay, this is going to be a nuisance to retrofit, but we can do it. Stop that! I hate this mouse. Actually, it just pretends to be fine right up until I start streaming, at which point it's like, no. Stop with the fucking double clicking. It like waits until I let my guard down. Ugh. Whatever. What is that? Is that just like a single worm? Because if so, I might be able to deal with it before things get too late. You can juke a worm? It is in fact a single worm, okay. What's the fucking key? Okay, what are the controls here? Because they're really awkward controls at the best of times. Shoot, I want the shoot spacebar. Well, that's a problem solved. We do have radars coming, which is good because I would like to know the shape of the problem, basically. You know, that artillery achievement might actually be easier not in Space Age. Just the fact that it requires Vulcanus. This is totally only working for this one, which requires red science for only 5 seconds, isn't it? Alright. Circuits. Nobody likes circuits. I might take a 5-minute break, and honestly... thinking real hard about whether streaming this is a good idea. You can tell that I'm getting annoyed at everything. Because I feel like I'm under time pressure. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'm just thinking maybe I'll switch to Terrario Valley or something. Let me know if you have an opinion. BRB. Okay, I am back, but I'm going to take a few deep breaths before we continue. Let me actually just set this to game capture. Yeah, like Windows immediately fucking showing my full name there. Christ. Please don't. Please don't. Display capture, risky, because Windows loves fucking showing your entire fucking legal name. Holy shit. The funny thing is, I don't actually think that Windows is the worst. I don't think Microsoft is the worst company, but I do think that Windows is getting real bad in 2026. Like, maybe I don't want to have my actual name show up. Like, in the start menu. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, I am in fact totally getting stressed, and I'm hoping that I can push through it and remind myself to chill. It doesn't help that we're so early game and we have nothing. So, in order to relax, I thought we could enjoy a little bit of a retrospective thing. Please, for the love of fuck, YouTube, don't start autoplay. This is not a bit. I am, in fact, actually that stressed. Because all my software doesn't care what I want from it, and because... Anyway, display capture. Go.
Do you like robots, machines, and things that move?
This is the 2013 trailer for Factorio.
Are you creative and playful? Would you be able
Doesn't
to build
it
a
look so
factory
good?
from scratch? You will have to start small. Work day or night. Set up your mining site. Process raw materials. Get enough energy. Install assembling lines. Research new technologies.
It's great, because some things haven't changed and some things have.
Fix things. Run for your life. And
Yeah, these are the prequels to Biters, as these zombies.
fight.
Real, the more things change, the more they stay the same moment here. Yep, those are
How
bots
will your factory look?
before they had graphics. How will your factory look like? Never stop being Eurojunk. Okay, back to the game. We're good, we're good. Cool. Yeah, I want to get a wall. I want to have turrets. I want to deal with those other aliens. I want to have a radar so I know what the problem is. I want everything. I want to be strong. I want to have robots. I want to have these achievements so I can turn off biters and never play this game in a way that stresses me out again. Because I have... I'm trying to think about how to phrase this. Mouse? I really don't need your shit right now. It's really not great that I'm this way. That this shit stresses me out genuinely so much. I'm also a tiny bit overwhelmed about planning the next research lines. Go shove them over here or something. I don't know. The stone patch is probably surplus to requirements, so we can start them there. Start driving the bus. Technically, you need small amounts of iron ore for concrete. I'll just make a separate line for that. How does my frickin' OBS window keep ending up in the background? Which means I just have to deal with huge rock. I thought that was a cliff for a second. I'm relieved it's just a rock. Anyway, we'll build a thingy for red science here, I guess. It is funny to think that it's probably... Sorry, did I just hear a fucking alien chirp? Am I hearing things now? No, you hear it too, right? I'm not crazy. Yeah, one thing I... When do we unlock rail? Let's rush rail, and then I can sort of decentralize my base a little bit. Rail lives here. Cool. Logistics 2 and DD 2. So yeah, we do need to make logistics science packs. Okay, maybe I will tidy up the spaceship crash if I'm going to get stuck behind it. Bloody science... Sorry, military science packs require grenades, don't they? Which are, in turn, made from coal and iron plates. Maybe we should start manufacturing steel sooner than later. I would like one radar. Just to start the scanning process. The stress really makes all the little things like my mouse malfunctioning so much worse. What is your problem? Let's look this up. See if other people have this complaint. What is your model? 810.0083.083, very useful. It's not an expensive mouse, this is kind of an unreasonable. Logitech mouse double clicking? Use Omron mechanical switches for the main buttons. Slow down Windows double click speed in mouse settings. Hold on. That might work. If it was real. Here we go. Oh no, that's not helpful at all because it is in fact just sending 2 mouse clicks. Open the mouse and clean the switch contacts. I mean, I did that. Nah, I don't think we're gonna have any luck here. Try updating your drivers. Go fuck yourself, baby. It's 2026. Everyone's drivers are up to date by default. Yeah, I think we're going to switch to Derail Valley. I'll just keep playing this in my own time, but I am too stressed playing it to stream at the same time. That's about how I feel. Goodbye. Hold on. This ain't technical difficult. Oh, whatever. I'll leave it up. Yeah. No, maybe not Derail Valley. You know what? Let's pivot from something that I'm legitimately stressed by into perhaps the least stressful thing. Twitch, the fact that you continue to fucking animate your shitty ads when I'm busy streaming. Yeah, that would... Hold on. There we go. Cool. Here we are. Power Wash Sim 2. I held off... Got it. Hold on. I think I have a bug because I washed all my dirty furniture before I actually got the tooltip to do so. I cannot remember the... Yeah, so these are both clean, which is a problem. I don't like this couch, though. Oh, did it work? No. Okay, so I think I need to buy a new dirty furniture item. And I can't remember how to do that. And I am getting Twitch ads because I manually touched my OBS window, which puts it in front of my Windows thing that blocks it. You can really tell that I'm stressed about that. Okay. I thought this was on tab. Whatever. Please, I literally don't want to, but I need to buy furniture in order to get it off the catalogue. Futuristic rug, you are nice and cheap. Okay, cool. This is... Yeah, picked this. I normally wouldn't stream this because it's actually kind of boring. I say that. I think I streamed Power Wash Sim 1. Okay, can you piss off with the tooltip for something I know how to do? But yeah, Factorio legitimately has me so stressed that I'm going to do the most relaxing game I have in my library. I think I might have gotten in the habit of using this mode so much in order to like reduce the motion sickness inducing aspect of the game. Because it can be a bit motion sickness inducing if you go like this. Which key is Vision? There is a key for it. Those cats meowing ain't helping. Hold on, does this game have music? Hello, I would like... There we go. Controls. Dirt highlighters on Q. Do I actually just have like the music off, or does this game not have music? It's very believable that I turn off music because I often play games at the same time as I'm watching stuff. Hello? How are you still not playing? There we go. No pop-ups, finally? No. Are we done? Cool. These tutorial pop-ups are very insistent. Access free play jobs. Okay, we will do the... We will look at this and then not actually do it. Please? All pop-ups gone? Where the pacifists? Right, yes. Cool. This is the non-free play jobs. The next job is here at Power... Site Walls? I don't know. I feel like this is the Power Wash Simulator 2 version of the backyard. Ah! Big stretch. Carrying a bit of tension on my shoulders for some mysterious reason. I have 2 guns. This one is more powerful but has worse range, I believe. And then this one set you to the same head. Actually, was this one the more powerful, this range one? I can't remember. Here we go, these two. We're using the Prima Vista 1500 and the Urban X U1. So this is the more powerful one, but shorter range. Or, it says negative cost to its area of effect, but it seems to have the same area of effect as this one, honestly. Maybe I should be using this one. Like, it seems like they both have the same area for the same nozzle, to me. The difference is very subtle either way. Either way. The actual genuine residual stress from getting bad at Factorio was hurting me. I really want to get those achievements so I can, like, never worry about them again, but, like, they hurt me so much. And also the fact that I've learned that I can't get everything I need in one run, probably. Like, it's one thing to do a run without Steam, and it's another thing to do a run without lasers. Those two kind of go... Sorry, a run with only Steam and a run without lasers. Those two kind of go a little bit hand in hand. There's like a little bit of synergy there, where it's like, alright, you're using less power because you're not powering laser turrets. Which are power hungry sods. Every time I sigh like that, there's like 5% of the stress leaving my body. Every game should have rotator cuffs. Dead Space was right. I feel like we should clean up this cabin just because it's the big, and I'm going to put air quotes here, boring thing. When I say this, I mean that we need to like get the whole side of it. If I was better at moving my mouse slower, this would maybe be easier. At the very least, I'm glad that Factorio stream had a pretty conclusive outcome, which was no, I can't actually handle streaming Factorio. Perhaps I will start streaming Satisfactory instead. A game which is like Factorio but without the time pressure. Satisfactory has some similar design problems. It's a little bit of perfectionism versus speed. It's way a bit closer to perfectionism though, because generally once you've got the design, it's not too hard to put together, but... yeah, I think next week I'll stream Satisfactory instead. I've never finished a game of Satisfactory. I genuinely consider that like my #1 priority for working on myself is my habit of not finishing things. And I was kind of hoping to address that a little bit with Factorio. I have beaten base game Factorio, but I haven't beaten Space Age Factorio. And that's partly because I've just got these brainworms about these achievements and playing with bytes and so on. There are mods available that let you get achievements while breaking the rules. And like, I'll use those if I have to, but I don't want to have to. My review of Power Wash Simulator 2 is that it's Power Wash Simulator 1, 2. If you're on the fence, buy literally whichever is cheaper out of the first game and the second game and play through it. I like the Adeptus Mechanicus DLC for the first game. I hope they do another Warhammer DLC for the second game. I don't care about any of the other DLCs, except for the free ones where I'm like, oh, free DLC, sure, I'll do that. It is good if you have a job that causes you to come home and be incapable of doing complicated tasks. Or if you play another game and you get so stressed out that you need to do the simplest possible game. Power Wash Sim, Dead Space, Shipbreaker. The trio of rotator cuffs. As far as I'm concerned, this is a genuine continuity. The same company manufactures power washers and... what's they called? The plasma cutters. I think it's so cute that Shipbreaker is like completely just based off the plasma cutter as a concept. I always wanted to write fan fiction for Warhammer, but I have no idea where to start. I don't think I'd use any named characters. Getting the characterization right is a whole thing. Something I love about the Power Wash Sim engine is that you can, like, do exactly what I've done. And then you go and look at it from another angle and there's a shadow of the chair. That must have been a lot of work for some engineer at some point. The result is good though. I'm just being silly on the front before I actually go back and 100% this side. I understand why they're a little loose with the tolerances, but it's a bit funny when you go to wash something and like half the dirt just flies off it because you're 99% done. It's like, no, I could get that last 1% really easily. But someone else was approaching it from the wrong angle and it was super hard for them. Can we get away with this one? We can. I very rarely use the looser heads because they're just so weak that they don't get stuff. It was sort of a problem in the first Power Wash Sim game that things curved too quickly and you always needed to use your Power Wash Sim on like this setting or this setting. Maybe they've rebalanced it a bit to improve it in this game. Never ever got use out of this head in the first game. I'm sure you can see how and why. I do wonder how this game works under the hood. There's an owl over here. I hear you. That rock just chime at me? I think it spawned a moth that then immediately flew inside the rock. Or is the owl just like attached to the left side of my head? Because it always sounds like it's coming from my left. See? Like, no, I wasn't done. Oh, that's a 3 little bears pastiche. Hey, go watch Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It's a good movie. It is a, you know, a family-friendly kids movie, but gives me a rotator cuff and gives me a bunch of obstacles at a 45-degree angle. There's something to be said for just going like this with the maximum pressure thingy. It's not neat though. You will have to go back and touch it up a bit more carefully. I guess it's good that this game supports a bunch of different playstyles, including the people who are wrong who play with this spray head that does nothing. Nothing! Maybe if you've got like the most powerful kit and you go back to the first level to speedrun it. I guess. Let's finish off the cabin base. Oh, duh. No wonder this is still filthy. Hold on. No, it despawned stuff. Actually, genuine moment for this one. The difference, it is real for this stuff in particular. Okay, I understand now. Maybe I should just be using this one full stop. Do they mean range when they say area of effect? Do the upgraded versions of this have an even more severe penalty to area of effect that's actually noticeable? This one does seem to do better, slightly, at softer dirt. I guess. It's pretty subtle. But yeah, we break out the other one for like glass, I guess, is basically it. Sponge that doesn't come off. What am I picking up? Oh, the ladder? Really? Okay. If you say so, game. It's actually just... see if we can finish this off. Oh, is it one connected piece of cabin roof trim? And that's why it's not counting as clean, because I've missed chunks. There was a very, very old joke on the Super Best Friends YouTube channel where they talked about how games were balanced for lean. Was just a little bit of wordplay. Gotta say, Derail Valley definitely balanced for lean. Before I realized how the lean controls worked, I was like, this game really needs lean, and then when I realized they were there, I was like, this makes sense. I've totally missed something somewhere on this cabin, some little nooky cranny thing. But I think we've got the bulk of it done, and I can start working on the smaller things. I'll probably move on to that box, which over there. Cool. Roof, chimney, roof ridge. This wall is still slightly dirty. Not anymore. Ah! Trim still slightly dirty. Whoa! Filthy. Filthy, filthy, filthy. How are you so filthy? Answer, yeah. I probably need to get this on the other side as well. Have I mostly gotten this already? I haven't approached this from this angle, have I? Cool, that's probably mostly everything. This is a tiny shed. What are you fitting in here? Oh, it's got the corrugated iron roof. A lot of sheds in New Zealand with corrugated iron roofs, because for a while that was the only metal that was manufactured in New Zealand. A bit less so these days, but like... I had a coworker who said, oh, the sound of the rain on the corrugated iron roof of my house keeps me awake, and that was like a complete moment of cultural disconnect, because it was like, the sound of rain on a corrugated iron roof puts me to sleep. It is loud, but it's soothing. Ah, it's full of logs. Okay. Immediately answered. Is this like the first game where there was like a volcanic eruption? And that's why everything's covered in soot? I haven't been paying as much attention to the lore of this game. We can answer this in like 1 second by looking up and seeing if there's gigantic smoldering caldera in the distance. Well, there is the laser from the statue. I assume that's what that is. You remember that statue? Don't see any smoldering caldera. Smoldera. This has healed the psychic damage of the Factorio stream. I've beaten Factorio several times. Cat. Are you guys gonna come with me on every job? Okay, you got filth? Filth free? I think it's filth free. Let's get this telescope real quick. It's got physics, devs are showing off. Can I gaze yonder? No, damn. It's just me picking up the ladder. I will not power wash the cats. Should get an achievement called You Monster for doing that. I noticed that also with the lantern, but I thought it was just like playing a fixed animation. But actually, if they've got physics working on that, that's quite neat. Okay, cool. All done. In that case, we will curl in with the path around this campsite, then finish off the campsite and be done. I struggle a lot with applying myself full stop. I was going to say applying myself creatively, but that applies full stop. This is why I'm bailing out of Sky Factory, sort of. I think I've actually got some legitimate reasons, but it certainly fits the pattern as well. I have the self-awareness to admit. Okay, let's get these rocks from the other angle. And that one. Cool. Down, 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 down. Not done. Down, 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 down. Cool. Let's get the ground first, I think. I would like it if this was broken up into like quarters. Super visibly. I don't know, we'll just go. The Shinra model of the city was... well, it was a thing. Oh, okay, you're gonna be that generous with it. Alright. What am I saying? I can break it into quarters myself. I have the power. Do you ever find yourself doing this? Just like looking at stuff, looking at a big task and dividing it into completely arbitrary subtasks. And feeling like subtasks makes it easier, even though it does absolutely nothing to change the actual amount of work involved. Because you're making visible progress. Anyway, I was going somewhere with that struggling applying myself thing. I have difficulty committing to projects because I fear that I'm going to lose interest in them. Yep, end of sentence. And I really, really want to... This is actually different sections, isn't it? Okay. This is... Oh, sorry. I changed game. I was specifically playing Factorio with the default biter settings, but unfortunately it turns out I find that really... I'll just leave the stream names Artillery Rush. I have updated the game though. Yeah, it turns out that I find biters very stressful, so I'm actually playing this to relax after doing that. I've decided I'm going to do that in my own time rather than streaming it. The objective was to get all the... Turn them off, it's easy in the settings. Excuse me, let me finish the sentence. The objective was to get the achievements that require the biters to be on. But it turns out that actually winds me up so much that I can't commentate over it properly. I'm still wound up from it. But this is helping. The balance I enjoy the most is actually the train world default, where biters are a bit rarer and they don't expand, but they do evolve. Maybe also with the time factor for evolution turned off, because I like being able to stop and think in my games. Oh yeah, you have a good day. When are they going to come out with the official Factorio Power Washings mod though? Mod? DLC? Yeah, they actually could do that as a DLC for Power Wash Sim. It would not even be remotely out of line with the stuff they've done previously. That Artillery Rush stream title turned out to be inaccurate really quick anyway. Given I decided that that was not an achievement to get at the same time as others. Yeah, the game devs did sneakily subdivide this into sections. I'm in tune with the game devs. I think I'm going to wrap up after this power wash some job. Go back and play Factorio, but like in a slightly less insane way, maybe? Maybe I can put on a horror movie in the background to help me relax. Hey, the Iron Lung movie is good. If you like horror movies, watch Iron Lung. I haven't seen Backrooms yet. It's on my to-do list. Again, showing off that new physics engine that lets them do chain physics, rope physics. The first game had physics. It had the bouncy ball, but they were kind of simple. I fully expect that the next level is going to include a seesaw at this point. Maybe if the next level's something small, I'll do it as well, but looks like the campaign's linear, so if it's something complicated, I'm not going to start it now. Lantern is filthy, eh? Oh wow, I hadn't missed anything. Yeah, we're not washing that entire house. New Zealand has a lot of Art Deco architecture in that style. I do not actually like it, and I don't like Art Deco in architecture. I like it in interiors, I like it in art, not in architecture. Nyom. Hello, Shades. I was thinking I might wrap up this stream soon. I did play Factorio earlier, and the conclusion was that I actually get so genuinely stressed playing Factorio with biters on that I cannot stream it. I'm sorry. So, the conclusion is that I'm going to stream Satisfactory, probably from start to finish, starting next week. And I'm going to force myself to actually commit to a game for a change. What is the next job? Literally just the one job, and it's the entire house. Yeah, I don't think I'm starting that. Maybe we can do some furniture? We cannot afford any furniture. Actually, we can. Yeah, that's much better. Art Deco table. How do I do that? Are these all purchases? I have... Okay, I have no fan styles. Good to know. I don't think I'm going to buy skins for the entry-level items. These options are pretty boring. They added the cat print to the most recent patch. Aha! Cat boots. Something actually worth going for. Unfortunately, it is super expensive and they can't afford it. Okay, so sorry Shades, I think I'm going to wrap this stream up. Try play Factorio without streaming it and see if my brain doesn't like completely start flipping out. Ultra kill stream. I already did that. I'll launch it now actually. No, that's a bad idea. I'm so out of practice. I only ever finished the first level. Finishing it, I am not finishing Ultra Kill. I think I am too old and my reflexes suck too bad for that. Nah, I'm wrapping up. You have been wonderful. There is a Discord link down below. I will see you next time when I play Satisfactory. I can't believe I'm going to start another Satisfactory game. I was thinking to myself, that is going to annoy Shades that I'm starting a new game of Satisfactory again. I've never finished Satisfactory. I've only ever started new games. Good night.